Amber, you guys. You didn't have a wedding ceremony, but you said you were going on a honeymoon. Hello, Mom. Yes, we are. We are going on our honeymoon. When is it? We haven't decided yet. We both have work commitments, so Spencer and I were talking about taking our time to think about it after we've settled down as newlyweds. So you haven't decided on a specific date yet? I'll be in a bind if you don't decide soon. What? Why would you be in a bind? What's wrong? There are things to arrange when you take time off. I understand. Let me know when you decide on the date. Spencer, sorry to bother you at work. Can you talk now? I just finished work. What's up? I got a message from your mother asking me to decide on a date for the honeymoon as soon as possible. Why, Mom? I don't know, but what do you want to do? I see. I'll coordinate next month's vacation at work today, so let's talk about it when I get home. Okay. I'll decide when I can take off next month too, before I leave today. We both confirmed our vacation days, and after talking about it that night, we decided to take a week off the last week of next month. In the meantime, I called my mother-in-law. Sorry for the delay, Mom. We've decided on a date for our honeymoon. Well, finally! So, when is it? We decided to go the last week of next month. The last week of next month? Okay, I'll take a vacation then. Are you going to do something too? Depends on where we're going. Have you decided where you're going? What? Us? Not yet. We're thinking about it now. At any rate, now that we've decided on a date, I thought I'd hurry up to let you know. You seem to be in a hurry, so... Yes, I have my own plans, so it's natural for me to be impatient. You'll let me know where you're going as soon as you decide. I'll make my plans accordingly. By the way, I'd like to go somewhere cool. I'm not good at making reservations, so you do it, okay? And of course, you guys will pay for it. I can go on a trip for free. That's great. I'm looking forward to the trip. What did you say? I just want to make sure of one thing. What is it? A honeymoon is just going to be the two of us, right? Of course. Isn't that what a honeymoon is? On the contrary, who would you take? Oh, pets? But neither of us have pets, right? Right? Oh, thank God. I thought your mother was coming. My mother? Why? Actually... This is suspicious. I have a bad feeling about this. I wonder if your mother is planning to come after all. I'd like to think that's impossible. Well, I'll check just to be sure. Please do. Mom, she's going to come with us on our trip. Seriously? Mom hasn't been on a trip like that since Dad died, so she's really looking forward to it. I guess it would be hard to take her with us, wouldn't it? Are you kidding me? It's our honeymoon. You said it would be just you and me. It's not like taking a pet. That's true, but... We can take her separately on another trip after we come back from our honeymoon. Why does she have to come with us on our honeymoon? It's not like a regular trip, okay?
That's right. Sure. Okay, I'll tell Mom.
I couldn't believe my mother-in-law wanted to come along on our honeymoon. But I was also shocked that my husband asked if he could take my mother-in-law along. Then, I got a message from my mother-in-law. Amber, it's not very nice to not take me on the trip. Mom, this is our honeymoon. Please, let me go with my husband alone. Instead, let's go on a family vacation as soon as we get back, okay?
You two just got married. Going on 2 trips is a waste of money.
You're the one who said you wanted to go.
You're going the last week of May, right?
So it's a honeymoon.
What are you? You want to make me an outcast? Wow, what a terrible wife you are.
No, that's not what I meant. It's our honeymoon, so...
You know, you can't treat your parents that way. You're not nice. You really aren't. I'm so disappointed in you. I can't believe you're going to be my daughter, even if it's in-law. If it's going to be like this, I should have put my foot down more firmly.
Excuse me?
After all, your marriage to Spencer was a mistake.
Please don't say that.
You didn't even have a wedding. You didn't greet your relatives. It's an embarrassment for our family to think that someone like you is in it.
What do you mean, embarrassment? We didn't have a wedding, but we made the rounds. You don't have to go that far.
I don't want to hear your excuses. You'll see.
What do you mean?
Look forward to the day of the trip.
Being told something so unreasonable made me really mad. And it was a bit deep and sinister. The next day, I got a message from Spencer's sister, Molly. She's a sensible person and I love her like a real sister. Can you talk right now? Molly, long time no see. What's going on? Actually, my mom is trying to make some weird plans. I thought I'd better tell you first. It's called a tip-off. What? What do you mean? She said she's going on your honeymoon with you, and things happened, didn't they? Yep. I'm trying to stop it. And then she said you shut her out, and she started thinking of weird things. So, what are the weird things? There's a girl I grew up with in the neighborhood named Jane. She recently got divorced and came back to town. Mom said she's going to take her with her. Where? On your honeymoon. Huh? How? Why? I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't understand it either, but I'll tell it like it is. Mom is planning to have Spencer and her get married. What? Our mother said that Spencer and Jane will get married because they've known each other since childhood. She says that you aren't suitable as a wife, so she wants Jane to be her daughter-in-law. But he's married to me now. That's impossible. So really, I don't even want to imagine what she's thinking. I'll stop her on my end. I just thought I'd let you know. I see. Thank you. I don't know what that means. But I got another unknown message at night that was strange. I never get messages from strangers, so I guess I didn't turn off the automatic friend setting. You must be that girl called Amber. Who are you?
I'm Spencer's fiancé-to-be. I'm better for him than someone like you.
What? Spencer is my husband. I don't know if he's suitable or not, but we're already married.
For now, maybe it's just a matter of time.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Who are you?
It's a secret. You'll find out sooner or later. By the way, it's a secret until the day of the event, so don't tell anyone that you got a message from me.
Even if you tell me not to tell, if I get a message like this, I'll go straight to the police.
I don't want you to go to the police. I can't tell you because she told me not to tell anyone until the day of the party.
She?
Well, all I can say is that you're still too naive to be so hated by your mother-in-law.
Wait, by she, do you mean my mother-in-law has something to do with this? I see you mean my mother-in-law, right? Did you get my contact from her?
I never said that. I'm just making a general statement.
Huh? So what were you trying to say?
I told you. I'm just saying it's something to look forward to until the day of the event. You really are a hard person to talk to. That's why people don't like you.
It's probably that girl named Jane. She might be a little crazy, sending me a message asking her to keep it a secret. By the looks of the message, it's clear that my mother-in-law was involved, even though she said it was a secret. However, I thought that the fact that she directly contacted me meant she was making a move, so I thought I had to do something. So that's when I came up with an idea. I didn't want to tell my husband and have the information leaked to my mother-in-law, so I thought about it on my own and made preparations. Then, I sent a message to my mother-in-law. Mom, about the trip, I thought of a destination.
Oh, really? And where did you decide?
Washington.
Washington, D.C. I've always wanted to go there. You picked a great place.
You want to go to Washington, D.C.? I never knew that.
I haven't been there yet. I've always wanted to go there.
Then check out the popular tourist spots in Washington, D.C. and choose the places you want to go to, okay? Once you have decided, I'll make some hotel reservations. Try to do it as soon as you can so we can get a good hotel.
Okay, I'll do that.
The next day, I got a message from my mother-in-law. She didn't seem to have the slightest idea that I knew about the girl and told me about all the places she wanted to go to. I made reservations for transportation and accommodations that would allow her to go there. Even though it was for the sake of an operation, I'm so kind, aren't I? Just to be safe, the day before the trip, I called my mother-in-law. About tomorrow, you have a 9 a.m. flight, okay?
Not like you guys.
Ours is at 10.
Why not the same time? Usually, we would fly on the same plane, wouldn't we?
We couldn't get reservations for flights leaving at the same time.
I see. Then I'll go early and have a cup of coffee.
You already got the plane tickets from Spencer, didn't you?
Don't worry. I've heard about the hotel where we'll stay. I've also checked out the nearby sites. I'm going to do a lot of sightseeing.
I'm glad to hear that. Let's have a good time. After saying that, I ended the conversation. The next day, my husband and I boarded a plane and arrived at our destination. While we were having lunch at the destination, my husband started to worry about his mother, so I told him about my plan. At the same time, I received a message from my mother-in-law.
Amber, you haven't arrived yet. I arrived long ago and I'm waiting for you in Washington.
We've arrived.
Really? Where are you?
Pittsburgh International Airport.
Huh? Washington, right?
Pittsburgh.
Why are you in Pittsburgh?
We're on our honeymoon.
You said you were going to Washington, D.C.
I didn't say that. You said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C., didn't you?
Wait a minute. Look, you said Washington, D.C. yourself.
I checked my history too. I didn't say that.
Don't just lie to me.
Take a good look at it. Washington, right?
That's why I said it.
I did say we were going to Washington. In fact, I'm on my way there now. But it's not the Washington you're talking about.
What's the difference? Washington is Washington. There's only one, isn't there?
We're on our way to Washington City, in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is my hometown, and because it's Washington City, there's no D.C.
So why did you lie to me about going to Washington when you were really going to Pittsburgh? Did you trick me?
You probably misunderstood, but Washington City is in Pittsburgh.
What? Anyone would assume it's Washington, D.C. That's common sense.
I'm sorry, but I never said Washington, D.C. I just said Washington. You said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C., so I made a reservation for you there.
What's with that? You should have told me. Why were you being so deceptive? You're really mean, aren't you?
Whether I told you or not, you're the one that said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C. I, the daughter-in-law, have no place to tell you differently. Because if I pointed out your mistake, it would embarrass you. So I booked airline tickets to Ronald Reagan Airport. And I made hotel reservations. What's the problem?
I wanted to go with you both.
I was thinking about it too, but you were really pushing for Washington, D.C. We had just recently been to Washington, D.C., so we decided to go to Washington City in Pittsburgh.
You should come to Washington, D.C. now.
That's impossible. We're in Pittsburgh.
Just come.
Why? Is there something you need us to do for you?
I'll explain when you get here. Quickly.
I don't want to.
You're really pissing me off. I don't need a daughter-in-law like you. You'll see. I'll kick you out of my family. There's someone better for Spencer.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Then, Jane, is it? She doesn't make you upset, so it's great you were able to go with her, right?
How do you know about her?
I think I know everything. Her parents are also there, and it looks like you were planning to have some type of marriage meeting, right?
Not really. I have no idea what you're talking about.
By the way, I got a message from someone named Jane the other day.
What? What's she doing sending you a message?
But that's not the point. Are you going to be okay? You paid for today's trip and accommodations, didn't you?
That's right. So come right away. I didn't bring any money because I thought you guys would pay for it.
See? I knew it. Isn't Jane's family there? If you don't have enough money, you'll have to ask everyone else to pay for it. How about kneeling down and begging them?
Oh, you're trying to set me up like that again. That's enough. I'll contact Spencer directly.
Go ahead.
Hey, Spencer, I can't get a message read, and you're not answering your phone. Can you tell him to call me back?
More importantly, Spencer has a message for you. This is such a joke. Enough of this bullshit. Don't ever contact me again.
As for the money, he said to take care of it yourself. He abandoned you, didn't he?
No way!
And one more thing. This is for Jane. I don't know if you're acting like I'm your fiancé, but I don't know you. Could you tell her not to bother my family anymore?
There's no way I can say that! I told her I was going to arrange the marriage and invited her family too.
That's something you did on your own. Well, that's fine. I'm being nice. Well then, we'll contact Jane's parents from our side. So we are both in different places, but let's enjoy this week. See you later.
Wait a minute! What do you mean by making fun of your mother-in-law? Are you listening to me? Okay, I'll accept you as my daughter-in-law, so transfer some money into my account.
The magic of words. I explained to my husband and looked at the message exchange with my mother-in-law. I knew, without a doubt, that my mother-in-law was saying Washington, D.C. He told me after we got back, if she complained, he would take my side. I almost wanted to tell him that we should have properly refused in the first place before any of this happened. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin our honeymoon. We then enjoyed our trip. We were really happy to have a trip that we could fully enjoy together as a couple, with no one in the way. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, seemed to be plotting with Jane on how to steal my husband. But she lied to Jane's parents that Spencer's marriage didn't work out and we broke up. So she asked them to go on a trip with her family for a meeting. Naturally, that lie didn't go well, and Jane's family got mad and left immediately. Jane's parents paid for the trip. Later, they asked for compensation for the cost of the trip. If only she hadn't said she wanted to come on our honeymoon with us, I would have planned a fun trip for her to enjoy. I laughed to myself about the fact that it was her fault for making such an unreasonable request.
Lisa, you've entered our side of the house again without permission, haven't you? Sure, it is a shared house, but there are 2 areas for 2 families, and we have promised each other privacy, haven't we? You are not allowed to go back and forth between the 2 areas at any time you want. And will you please return the dress you took from my room? Your dress? I didn't do anything with it. Anyway, it's not right for a wife to wear such a gorgeous wine red dress with fancy embroidery. A married woman should dress more modestly and neatly. Lisa, I haven't told you what kind of dress is missing. As you know, I work in the apparel industry and have a lot of clothes. I have dozens of dresses. But you accurately described that particular missing dress. It's like you're confessing that you took it. I think that's just a coincidence. Oh, wow. You have superpower or something? I should ask a mystery magazine for an interview. I have some friends in that area, and you like to stand out, don't you? Okay. I'll just give it back. Later. Thank you very much. It'll be great if you return it today. Today? Yes? I was going to wear it tomorrow to see a play with my friends. I didn't lend it to you to wear, and it doesn't fit in the first place. Well, I'm starting to doubt your words. Will you return it right now? All right. You're really a cocky woman. Emma, lately I've been thinking. You need to quit your job. What? What are you talking about? I was surprised when I opened my phone during my lunch break. I have given a lot of thought about why you, a housewife, are so cocky. And I came to a conclusion. It is because you work in the apparel industry where people wear flashy clothes. A housewife should be dressed in a sweatshirt, jeans, and an apron. Aren't you a housewife too, Lisa? You have a lot of gorgeous clothes. It's fine with me. Because my two boys, Mike and Chris, they both have good taste in clothes and actually work in the apparel industry. It would be a disservice to them and the world if I, their mother, were not a fashion-conscious and attractive woman. See? That's why it's fine with me. So, you think their wives do not need to care about fashion? Yes, especially you. No need to dress fancy while training as a wife. Huh? Training as a wife? I'm going to train you to be a decent wife for a family. You are to sleep in our side of the house from tonight. Oh, in addition to that, submit your resignation to the company before you come home. Nonsense. Huh? I have to go to a client after lunch, so goodbye for now. How rude! Do you think you can talk like that to your mother-in-law? I plan to start your training tomorrow, but I've changed my mind. It starts today, so be prepared when you come home. Emma? I thought you didn't come home last night, but I saw your car. You must have come home very late, sneaking around and hiding to escape training. You're really pathetic. I'm coming over there right now. I told you yesterday that I was going to start training, Emma. Still, you have such nerves sleeping in as if it were a holiday. I was right to bring a bucket of water just in case. Splashing you in bed should have been enough of a lesson this time of year. Now that the bed is soaked, you can't go back to sleep. Oh, I know. I'll do this every morning. It's a perfect way to start a day of wife training. Don't you think so, Emma? Right, it's settled. I'll pour a bucket of water over your head to wake you up every morning. Huh? Lisa? All right now, get up and come to the kitchen on our side of the house. I didn't make it home last night because I was on a business trip. Huh? After yesterday's lying, I flew to a branch office in New York. So I'm at a hotel in New York right now. New York? On a business trip? Didn't I tell you? What are you talking about, Emma? Your car is in the garage. I didn't use it yesterday, so it must have been sitting there all day. Huh? But you always sleep on the waterbed in the room next to the living room, don't you? I thought you were there a while ago. Maybe that's Chris, isn't it? Huh? Chris? Both Mike and Chris are off today. Chris called me last night and said that he's coming to play a game with Mike and would stay the night. Huh? Also, he asked me if he could sleep on the waterbed. I said okay, no problem, since I'll be away from home. Huh? Then who did I pour water on? I strongly suggest that you go and find out immediately who you poured a bucket of water on. Oh no, it can't be! Emma, I can't believe you haven't come home yet when the family is going through such a hard time. You are the one causing trouble for Chris. Will you please stop blaming others when it's your fault? If you had quit your job and done the wife training, I would have been the one soaked with a bucket of water this morning. Is that what you think? That's right. That's what was supposed to happen. It was a wife training. You were supposed to take that. But you escaped and... Chris apologized to me over the phone. Huh? He said he's leaving the company because of that. What? What do you mean? How did accidentally pouring water on Chris lead to his resignation? Well, I guess it's just too uncomfortable to think that his own mother is abusing the CEO of his company. What? The CEO? If I were in his shoes, I would feel the same way. I don't understand, Emma. The CEO of the company? Who are you talking about? Well, I guess it's time to reveal it. I didn't tell you because Mike and Chris wanted me not to. Tell me what? I'm the CEO of the apparel company that Mike and Chris worked for. What? Why did you keep such an important thing from me? Mike and Chris were worried that you might abuse me if you found out that your sons were working for your daughter-in-law, who should be lower than them. So they suggested before the wedding that we wait and see for a while. But after all, without even knowing that, you forced me your ridiculous wife training and poured a bucket of water on me. Chris was very shocked to learn of his mother's foolish act. He felt so sorry about it for me and decided to leave the company. Oh no, he shouldn't! Of course, Chris is an excellent worker. So I convinced him to stay, saying it would be a big blow to the company if we lose him. Oh, did you? You did a good job! But he didn't think it was okay. It's so Chris, honest and sincere. Huh? Mike feels the same way. What do you mean by that? They are coming to your place tonight and share their thought with you and your husband, Jack. Then you will know what your sons are thinking. What? What is it all about? Well, I'll stay in New York tonight. Bye for now, Lisa. Emma! Please, please, please! Please stop them! Oh, it's about what you discussed last night, isn't it? Chris says he's leaving home and marrying his girlfriend to avoid me bullying his future wife. And Mike says he will stop living together at the end of this month. Naturally, that's the way it will be. On top of that, Jack says he's divorcing me. Yes, I've already heard about it. His decision surprised me too, but I wouldn't blame him. Why? Don't you understand? I don't understand. We've always been a happy family. Is that really so? Huh? I can't say much because I only know what I heard from Mike and Chris. But Lisa, have you ever wondered if you have done your part properly as a mother and a wife in your family? I've been always perfect. Well, seems like you didn't learn anything. What? Well, I think you wouldn't listen to me anymore, so I'll shut up. What? What is that? Who do you think you are? Answer me, Emma! I'm not gonna tell you, because I think it's best for you to figure it out for yourself. What? I won't go to your place anymore, because our living together will end soon. Wait a minute! I'll forgive and forget, and let you free from the wife training, so just convince them to change their minds. I'll even try to get along with you from now on. We should keep living together. I think that's your problem, isn't it? What? I know it's a little early to say this, but thank you very much for everything. Emma, wait! Goodbye. After that, we put an end to sharing house without ever speaking to each other. According to Mike, Lisa is a bad example of a woman in a wealthy family who has been spoiled to become a terrible person. That's what he said. I couldn't help but feel sorry for him, thinking how difficult it must have been to have such a mother. A few weeks later, Lisa and Jack divorced. Lisa went back to her parents' house in the countryside, where people are old-fashioned and not very kind to an elderly woman returning from a divorce. Currently, she leads a very reserved life, being treated like trash by her brother, the head of the house, and his family. Chris married shortly after his parents divorced. Lisa learned of this after the wedding. Now, she's always crying in the corner of her room every day, making it even more annoying for those around her.